Welcome to Newspresso. Here is the top story in the past 6 hours. When the ancient Persian king Darius the Great bowed his head to the heavens, he was asking for more than just rain. His prayer, "May God protect this country from the enemy, from drought, from lies," echoed on a tomb in Persepolis, a stone testament to a past that still feels relevant to a nation today that is grappling with the very storms he imagined. 1,000 years later, the Iranian government faces a crisis that has no military shield and no single lie can fix. In a city of 10 million, the reservoirs are empty, the aquifers are drained, and the very ground beneath Persepolis itself threatens to collapse under its own weight. In early August, the president Masoud Pezeshkian walked into a parliament chamber and gave the people a stark reality check. "We have only 9 more days of drinking water left in Tehran's reservoirs," he said. "If it doesn't rain, we may have to evacuate the capital." That number has nothing to do with a dramatic plot, it is a statistic that shows that every drop counts. Across the country, a dozen cities report water levels below 3% of capacity, and the Energy Ministry has flagged 19 of the major dams as being on the brink of running dry. Even the ancient aquifer beneath Persepolis is at risk, with archaeologists warning that the ancient city could crumble under the strain of its own emptiness. The problem is not a new one. For 6 years, Iran has been in a prolonged drought, a period so long that the government has had to shift from storing water to releasing it, an oscillation that has confused and frustrated the populace. Scientists say that the capital's growth, coupled with unsustainable agricultural practices and a water policy that ignored the science of aquifer recharge, has drained both the mountain reservoirs and the underground stores that once sustained the nation. The president's response has been blunt: "We have no authority to fix it. I'll hand over all the power to those who can, but right now we must ration." Rationing has already started. University dormitories have shut off showers, water utilities are planning to cut pressure to zero overnight, and the poorest neighborhoods are the first to feel the pinch. One resident in Shush, an inner city district, explained how the tap water has become a drip in the middle of the night. "We have no idea what to do if the tap's dry up completely," he said. He and his family have already bought buckets. They are storing every drop they can. Meanwhile, the affluent districts of Tadrish and Yavran have barely noticed the drop in pressure. They see it as a distant problem, like the drying Lake Urmia. The contrast between the rich and the poor illustrates a deeper systemic issue. Water scarcity is a political issue that touches everyone, but it's the poorest who bear the brunt. The crisis is compounded by geopolitical tensions. An Israeli airstrike a water pipe caused flooding during the recent war in Tehran's Tadrish district. An unexpected shutdown of water supplies occurred. Whether that was an intentional sabotage or collateral damage is unclear, but it adds another layer of complexity to an already fraught situation. Meanwhile, the Iranian government, operating under a resistance economy that relies on self-sufficiency to withstand sanctions, is reluctant to make the hard choices that science demands, such as reducing agricultural water usage or investing in desalination. On the airwaves and in parliament, the debate is heating up. Students protested after their university imposed restrictions on water use, and the government's lack of structural solutions has shifted the burden onto ordinary citizens. The editorial voice of the Tehran Daily Jahani Senate summed it up: the regime's mismanagement resources has left a city that must pray for rain to keep living. As the water tables continue to sink and the reservoirs empty, the nation's leaders face a stark choice whether to confront the crisis head on or to let it erode the very foundations of the regime that promises resilience. If it doesn't rain soon, the Iranian government will need to evacuate, a possibility that could destabilize the regime. Subscribe Newspresso. Never miss a major global headline.